Hi, my name is Lonny Huot. I'm the executive chef at Edgewood, Tahoe, hanging out with the great guys and girls here at ZLINE Kitchen. We're going to do a pan-seared diver scallop with an Israeli couscous and summer vegetables. And we're going to finish that with a little bit of white wine beurre blanc. So we'll get started. I have some toasted Israeli couscous, and it's going into some salted boiling water. And while we're waiting for our couscous to cook, we'll start preparing our vegetables. So we have squash, zucchini, red pepper, a beautiful heirloom tomato, and then some corn. So I'm going to take and dice those up. I'm going to put some little half-inch dice. I'm going to put those aside afterwards. Put those in there. Really helps to have a very sharp knife. They always say dull knives are more dangerous than a sharp one. So you can stand up the corn and take it right down the cob. This sometimes gets a little messy. But we'll wrangle it all up. Come and check the couscous. This Israeli couscous is really a type of pasta, and that'll probably take about 7 or 8 minutes to cook. So while we're waiting for the couscous to finish up, we have some beautiful scallops here, some herbs that we're going to chop up to add to that as well. So we're going to scoot that aside. In these herbs, I've got flat leaf Italian parsley. We have some beautiful basil leaves. We're going to pick off the stems also. This is oregano. So all those beautiful Italian flavors. And this is fresh thyme leaves. We're going to pick those as well. There we go. And pick all those off. And we're just going to chop this all up roughly. If you don't have a lot of experience chopping, you can see how I'm curling my fingers back and using kind of the flat of my finger as a guide for the knife. That'll prevent you from taking any fingertips or fingernails off. Or you can also just do the rocking motion like this as well. Oops. Scoop that aside as well. Then we've got some garlic cloves. Another little trick I'll show you here is flatten it with, smash it down with the knife. Just give it a rough chop. Another technique is to use your knife and kind of press them down, and you can flatten it out. It'll almost turn it into a paste. That'll release a lot more of the natural oils out of it as well. And we'll leave that there. I'm going to go back to the couscous and check for its doneness. Well, one more minute. Yep, while we're waiting for that, we're going to take, when you're searing scallops, the best thing to do is to make sure that your pan is really, really hot. You want to get a really nice golden crust on the outside of it, and also they won't cook all the way through. So you get a really hard sear, and then flip them over another couple of moments, which I'll show you here in a second, and then they'll be done. You want them to cook about medium rare to medium, which doesn't take very long. This is extra virgin olive oil from California. All right. Light coating. As you can see, my pan is smoking hot. Exactly what I'm looking for. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to zest a lemon, zest a little bit of orange. And lime. Set that aside for later. Perfect. My couscous is finished. While we're waiting for those. Oh, they're looking beautiful. Just another moment on that side. I'm going to start my vegetables. Corn's going to take a little bit longer, so start with the corn first, as they're a little firmer. You can see that really beautiful sear on the scallop. That's exactly what we're looking for. Nice golden brown. Got a nice little crust forming on it. And we'll just flip them all. Whoa. I think I put a piece of corn in there. Squash, zucchini, the peppers, tomatoes. I'm gonna go in there. And now I'm gonna add a touch of the garlic into it. Salt and pepper. That's fantastic. Cool. Almost. So once my scallops are completely cooked, I'm going to pull them off to rest. And I'm going to finish the rest of the dish in that same pan, which is the beurre blanc. It's a white wine cream and then finished with butter. So we'll get those together. So my scallop should be there. We'll put the white wine in there to deglaze the pan. I'm going to let that reduce slightly, probably for about 2 minutes. And I'm going to add a little bit of butter in here, and I'm going to warm the couscous up in there. Love the temperature control on the ZLINE oven range. Really great controls on the temperatures. It's very versatile as well with the grill piece. The other side of that has got a flat top to it. So if you want something that's a little healthier, you can leave this step out. This is heavy whipping cream that I'm going to add to it. This kind of just stabilizes the sauce, and obviously makes it really rich. So we'll let that go. Couscous is getting there. Our vegetables are looking lovely. So we're going to cut the heat off of that so they can remain nice and a really nice texture. And we're going to add our zest to our sauce. We're going to add our herbs into the vegetable mixture. And some into the couscous as well. Just a sprinkle. We're going to cube up this butter because this is how we're going to finish the sauce. When you're doing this, the colder the butter, the better. So a lot of times I'll keep it in the refrigerator or the freezer right before I finish it. The sauce is starting to thicken up on its own. When we add butter to it, we don't want to add butter to a boiling pan. So I'm going to turn the heat off, let that just cool down very slightly. So then when we add our butter, it doesn't separate. It'll make a nice creamy emulsion. While we're waiting for that, We will begin our plating. Beautiful couscous. Couscous. Some of our vegetables. The beautiful colors on that. Looking very nice. We're going to add our butter cubes into the sauce. Breaking them up, stirring them up nice. Just let that mix and melt down. Our beautiful scallops. Put that little bit of juice right in there. And you can see that butter's just starting to melt into the rest of the sauce. So you can see how that's creamed out really nicely. You got that beautiful zest in there. I'm gonna go right over the top of that. We have our beautiful sea ice is going to be our finishing touches, which we spoke about a little bit earlier. Sea ice is a succulent plant that has all the water molecules growing on the outside of it. You can see how shiny and glistening they are. And they have a really nice little alkalinity to them as well. And there you have it. It is pan-seared diver scallops with Israeli couscous and summer vegetables with a white wine beurre blanc.